Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Sander Stage, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the guaranteed road to becoming a millionaire. I know it's a bold claim, but here I am. I'm 21 years old. I'm living pretty much my dream life, at least if we're speaking in materialistic terms. I have a couple million in my bank account. I'm making $250,000 approximately in profit every single month. And at this point, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, and I've just gone through so many hurdles, troubles, and lessons throughout my journey. And I feel very confident when saying that by sharing these lessons with you guys, if some of you guys are finding yourself maybe at the stage where I was 4 or 5 years ago when I was starting out, hearing some of these things at the beginning of your journey will save you so much time and money, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. So in just a couple seconds, we're going to get into the guaranteed road to become a millionaire, and I'm actually going to relay a phone conversation I just had with my friend a couple of hours ago to you guys. But before we get into that, I want to say I'm going to send $500 to the person that leaves the best comment down in the comment section below. And what I want you guys to write in your comment is where you ideally would like for you or you and your family to be in 12 months from now. Okay, so you can write how much you want to make in 12 months from now and how that will change you and your family's life, or just a route that you want to pursue in your life in the next 12 months. Again, we're going to be picking out the best comment and sending $500 to that person. All right, so before we get into the phone conversation I had with my friend a couple of hours ago, let's talk about why is it that most people simply just do not become millionaires in their lifetime. Why do you think? I can tell you pretty confidently, because not all people are engineered or have genes to do the same things. Some people, are helpful people that want to become nurses or doctors or surgeons. Some people are engineers by heart and are talented at designing cars. Some people have an architect at heart and are talented at constructing or designing buildings, right? And some people have an entrepreneur in their heart and, are genetically pre-programmed to make money and to succeed in this capitalistic society that we live in. And so since you're watching this video, chances are that you fall into the latter category, which is that you probably find yourself having an entrepreneur at heart and that you want to create your own path in life, make your own money, decide when you work and where you work and just what you work on essentially. And so at that point, it's very important for me to stress that with all the careers I just mentioned before, whether it's becoming a nurse, a doctor, an engineer, an architect, most of these careers that you find in society fit into the societal norms and into the path that society has laid out for you, okay? So these are all careers that are taught perfectly at university. You can study from A to Z exactly how to become an architect and every technical skill that you need to be able to draw a building that can be constructed. The same goes for if you want to become a nurse or a doctor or a neurosurgeon. All of these things are neatly laid out in traditional educations and they fit into the society that you're living in. Entrepreneurship out of all of these careers is vastly different because it's not as one-sided or as black and white as some of these careers are, okay? And so that's why if you have an entrepreneur at heart, one trap that you must never fall into is thinking that just because everybody else is doing something, it's okay for you to do it too, or thinking that just because everyone else is doing something, you'll be fine as long as you do it too. If you're an entrepreneur, that is the last thing that should be on your mind. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to succeed in your own endeavors and in your own business, you should stick to going your own route and not following the path that society has laid out for you. Entrepreneurship is not something that you can study at university or at high school. And now you say, yes, you can. And sure, okay, there might be classes that you can take in entrepreneurship at these traditional educational institutions, but I guarantee you that they're useless and they have no real world application because they're taught by university professors that actually has no idea what it means to succeed in entrepreneurship. It's just another excuse invented by the traditional educational system to make it seem a little bit more updated or a little bit more modern so that they can keep charging you bang for these 3, 5, 7 year long degrees that are just so diluted and contains 90% irrelevant information that you'll never use in the real world. Honestly, these 3-year bachelors that you're studying at university, if they just boil it down to the essential knowledge that you'll actually use in the real world, they could be taught in a couple of months, but they're so diluted so they can stretch them out over a longer amount of time and charge you more money for it. But the overarching point here is that since you're watching this video, chances are that you have an entrepreneur at heart, and with that said, if you follow the right directions and the right paths and the right steps, and if you stay disciplined enough throughout your life, chances are it's not going to be that difficult for you to become a millionaire, at least in the long run. All right, so back to the phone conversation. A couple of hours ago, I get a call from one of my old friends from school, and he'll call me once every month or once every 2 months, and he'll tell me that he doesn't feel like he's living up to his potential. He's done with partying, he's done with drinking, he's done with girls. He just wants to sit down and focus on building a business. The problem is I've been getting these calls for 18 months now and nothing is changing. And the reason that his situation isn't changing or that he isn't moving forward is because he's doing exactly what society expects you to do. He's doing exactly what all his friends and acquaintances around him are doing, which is working a little bit in a day job from Monday to Friday and then getting wasted on Friday and Saturday, and then just being completely blasted and dead and having hangover on Sunday, only to start over and do it all again on Monday. Now, he absolutely hates all his jobs. He's always taking different, jobs that he can get at shops or factories or helping packaging goods for companies. He always does different things, and he always calls me and says he hates these things. He feels like he's stuck in the matrix. And to be quite frank, he is. Again, he's working jobs that he doesn't like from Monday to Friday, and then he gets drunk on Friday and Saturday and feels fucked on Sunday, starts over again on Monday. The thing is, as long as he keeps repeating this cycle, absolutely nothing is going to change for him. And then you may say, well, he has to make some money so he can take care of himself. So what he's doing from Monday to Friday makes sense. And to that, I would agree. If you're making no money, you gotta survive. So take whatever money you can get or whatever job you can get and work at that. The problem here is that he goes out and gets drunk with his friends every Friday and Saturday. And that's where you fry your brain and you don't give your brain the space that it needs to actually figure out what the right direction for you to go is. Okay, so I have all the respect for people that are working Monday to Friday if they're continuously working towards finding out their ideal situation. Like if you find yourself working Monday to Friday right now, but you don't particularly enjoy your job and you know you want to do something else and you know you want to live in your own terms, well, I can respect that statement from you if you're actually working towards that and if you're not getting drunk on Friday and Saturday every week. The thing is, I hate when people say, oh, I hate my job, but entrepreneurship is so difficult. I can't figure out what I want to do. I have no idea what business to start. Well, how could you ever expect to find out what business to start or what path is the right one for you if you're frying your brain every single weekend? You're not giving it any of the space that it needs to actually figure out what is right for you. And so that's why you keep being stuck in this matrix or this never-ending cycle, because not only are you doing something you don't like, which is okay if that is what you need to do to be able to provide for yourself, but when you finally have a little bit of free time in the weekend to actually work on projects that you're passionate about, and when you actually have a little bit of space and time and peace to find out the right direction for you, you're getting wasted. Nothing's ever going to change for you if that's what you do. I can guarantee you that. And so my strongest recommendation here is prioritize building your future right now so that you can reap the rewards for the rest of your life instead of prioritizing being young and stupid. This is the most common thing I hear from, my friends and other young people is, oh, why are you working so hard? Don't you feel lonely? Shouldn't you feel young and stupid? Look, you're going to feel old and stupid in 10 years because you wasted all of the years in which you had the most energy to actually build your future up. You're going to feel old and stupid at that point because at that point, you're not going to have the capacity to actually build a proper future for yourself. And so at that point, you're going to be forever stuck in the matrix or in a job that you don't like. Okay, because at 40, you may already have kids and you have to make a lot of money with your day job to put clothes on your kids' back. And so at that point, taking the risk and starting your own business may feel like too big of a risk, right? But right now, if you're young, if you're less than 35, or if you don't have any family to provide for, build up, prioritize building right now so you can reap the rewards until you're 90 or until you're 100, until you die. And so to this, again, most people's counter argument is, well, I have no idea where to start. I have no idea what I want to do and what business I want to pursue. And again, to that, my response is, well, you're never going to find out what is right for you or what business to pursue as long as you're getting drunk every weekend, because you're not giving your brain the space it needs to figure out what is right for you. So stay focused. And so what's the solution here? Well, it's a concept called monk-like discipline. And this concept was first introduced to me by a gentleman of the name Sam Ovens. If you're an OG in the online business space, then you'll definitely know who he is. If you're new here, you may not know who he is. Regardless, for me, the main point about monk mode or monk-like discipline is isolating yourself for an extended period of time just to focus on making progress. And my experience with doing that is that in 1 to 2 months of strict isolation, not partying, not seeing friends, not drinking, just going all in, both eyes on the screen, focusing on getting my objectives done, my experience is that in 1 to 2 months of that, I can get the same amount of work done that most people do in 6 to 12 months in their regular Monday to Friday work, Friday, Saturday party, Sunday relax cycle. Okay? The thing is, people are really inefficient, right? They'll work 8-hour days, but they're lazy. They have zombie brains because they're still trying to get over the hangover and the destruction they cause their body and their brain throughout Friday and Saturday. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're zombies at work. And yeah, they might be working for 8 hours. But the thing is, me, when I'm in my focused phase, when I'm in my disciplined phase, I can work as much as they do in 8 hours in 30 minutes or an hour. I can get so much done in so little time because I'm so focused when I'm in my monk mode or my monk-like discipline phases. And so that's what it's really about. Of course, you have to sacrifice parties and seeing friends. But remember, this is not 365 days a year, okay? Of course, I still recommend taking vacations. Of course, I still recommend seeing your family and your girlfriend, but you can't do that all the time. And honestly, if I'm being blunt, what is it that makes you feel or think that you deserve to take a vacation if you haven't been completing your goals, if you haven't been achieving your potential? And so to round this off, we all have different paths in life. Someone's destiny is to become a nurse or a doctor or a surgeon or an engineer or an architect or a factory worker. It could be anything, right? I respect every single career out there. But again, since you're watching this, chances are you're like me. You have an entrepreneur down there. You want to do your own thing. And so if that's the case, keep in mind that you cannot do what everybody else is doing because they're following regular careers that are laid out by society. Entrepreneurship is different. You gotta figure out your own route, and you gotta be a determined person with a purpose that you're working on for yourself. And remember that only you have your best interest in mind, okay? Everybody's just going about their daily life, and really at the end of the day, most people just care about their own future, okay? Watch out for yourself. Watch out for your own future. Prioritize building things now that you can reap the rewards of for the rest of your life, so that you can actually live life on your terms, instead of being young and stupid right now and then being stuck, finding yourself in 10 to 15 years not being in a position where you can take risk anymore and where you can actually shape your own future. Take the risk and the jump now and build the life of your dreams so that you can reap the rewards for that for the rest of your life.